Bryson DeChambeau has spent years trying to solve the game of golf, but apparently, he may have just solved a completely different problem. Because while the two-time US Open champion has been fighting through one of the most complicated periods of his professional career, something unexpected has been happening away from the golf course. A mysterious woman began appearing around LIV Golf. She was wearing the hat of Bryson's team. Then came the photographs. Then came the speculation. And now, the rumors have turned into something much bigger. Bryson DeChambeau is reportedly dating Canadian model and former hockey player Mikayla Demaiter. And the story behind how fans figured it out is almost as interesting as the relationship itself. For a golfer who normally attracts attention because of his power, his unusual approach to the game, or his outspoken personality, Bryson's personal life has suddenly become the headline. Reports have emerged that DeChambeau and Mikayla Demaiter are dating. Sources cited by Us Weekly described the relationship as relatively new and said the pair are very happy together. But here's the interesting part. Fans had already started putting the pieces together days before the relationship was reported. And those clues began at LIV Golf New York. Mikayla Demaiter isn't exactly an anonymous figure. The 26-year-old Canadian first became known as a hockey player, playing goalie for the Blue Water Hawks in the Provincial Women's Hockey League. But an injury forced her to leave hockey at just 19. She then transformed her career, moving into modeling and social media and building an enormous online following. Sports Illustrated reported in June that she had more than 3 million Instagram followers. So when someone with that kind of following suddenly appears at a LIV golf event, people notice. And when she's wearing a Crushers GC hat, people notice even more. Crushers GC just happens to be the team captained by Bryson DeChambeau. Demaiter was spotted at LIV Golf New York with a guest pass and the Crushers hat, immediately sending fans into detective mode. At that point, nothing was confirmed. But the questions had already started. Why was she there? Why was she supporting Bryson's team? And was there something happening behind the scenes? The speculation became even stronger when Demaiter posted photographs that appeared to show her inside a gym or home environment that fans believed could be connected to DeChambeau. Golf Magic reported that she shared selfies from what appeared to be DeChambeau's home gym. Suddenly, this wasn't just a random celebrity showing up at a golf tournament. Fans had a potential connection, a Crushers hat, a LIV Golf appearance, photos that appeared to be connected to Bryson's surroundings. And DeChambeau already followed Demaiter on Instagram. The internet did what the internet does best. It started connecting the dots. Here's where the story gets even more interesting. Because Mikayla's journey to this point didn't begin with modeling. It began on the ice. She grew up in Chatham, Ontario, Canada, and pursued hockey as a goaltender. But after her playing career ended, she discovered a completely different path. Modeling and social media turned her into a major internet personality. And that matters because DeChambeau isn't simply dating someone who happens to be attractive. He's reportedly dating someone who already has a massive audience of her own. That means any appearance together could potentially attract attention from two completely different worlds: golf fans and Mikayla's enormous social media audience. That's a powerful combination. And then there's Bryson. At 32, DeChambeau is already one of the biggest personalities in professional golf. He's a two-time US Open champion and the captain of Crushers GC. LIV Golf's official profile lists him as having 5 LIV Golf victories. But 2026 hasn't been completely smooth. His season has included disappointing moments at major championships, and his LIV campaign has been overshadowed by questions surrounding the future of the league itself. LIV Golf is currently facing major financial uncertainty, with its 2026 team championship canceled, and the league working to secure new investment for the future. And that makes the timing of this story fascinating. Because while the golf world is asking what's next for LIV, fans are also asking what's next for Bryson personally. The timing couldn't be more interesting. DeChambeau is heading into LIV Golf Indianapolis, the event that now concludes LIV's 2026 season after the cancellation of the planned team championship. So Bryson arrives at one of the most important moments of his season with something completely unexpected following him. His new relationship is now headline news, and Mikayla could potentially be there supporting him. That creates an entirely different storyline. For years, Bryson has been one of golf's most scrutinized players. But now, some fans aren't asking about his swing. They're asking about the woman standing beside him. And this is what makes the story different from the rumors that circulated earlier in the week. Initially, there was no official confirmation. There were sightings, social media clues, the LIV appearance, the Crusher's hat, the photos. But on August 19th, Us Weekly reported that the pair are dating, with a source describing them as very happy. Other outlets subsequently reported the relationship as well. So what began as internet speculation has now become one of the biggest personal stories surrounding DeChambeau. There's a reason this story has attracted so much attention. It's not simply because Bryson has a new girlfriend. It's because the two come from completely different sporting worlds. Bryson is known for scientific experimentation, golf technology, enormous drives, and an almost obsessive approach to improving his game. Mikayla came from competitive hockey before building a completely different career through modeling and social media. One built a global reputation on the golf course. The other built hers after leaving the hockey rink. And somehow, those two worlds have now collided. Will Mikayla start appearing regularly at Bryson's tournaments? Will we see them together publicly? Will the relationship remain mostly private? And perhaps most importantly, could this become one of the most recognizable couples in golf? For now, neither DeChambeau nor Demaiter has given fans every detail about their relationship. And perhaps that's exactly why the story has become so intriguing. Because the public saw the clues before they got the confirmation. The Crusher's hat, the LIV appearance, the mysterious photographs, the social media connections, and finally, the reports that the two are together. Bryson DeChambeau has spent his career trying to control every variable. The equipment, the numbers, the swing, the distance, the strategy. But relationships don't work like golf. You can't calculate every shot. You can't predict every bounce. And sometimes, the biggest story arrives completely outside the ropes. For Bryson DeChambeau, that story may now be Mikayla Demaiter. And if she really does become a regular presence at his tournaments, golf fans may soon be watching more than just Bryson's golf game. They'll be watching the couple. And this story may only be getting started.